Today we got this case that we're going to be solving, and yeah, I hope it goes according to the plan. So this is a Lexar 32 gig USB flash drive that the client sent me some time ago. Sorry for the delay, but I'm just getting to it. It's just been extremely busy up here in the lab. First things first, what do we see? We see a device right here that has a damaged printed circuit board, which is fairly obvious. And we have a donor device that was also sent to us that doesn't have a damaged printed circuit board. We also have the original controller that came off the failed board right there, and memory component that is there. So what are we dealing here with? So the client sent me a flash drive that was plugged in, and then it got some sort of impact. The board stressed too much, and there we go. That's what happens. I mean, in theory, I could try to fix this. This does look like something that could still be potentially fixed, but it would require a lot of time. It would require a lot of time, and there would be still some doubts that this might be a multi-layer PCB, and if it's a multi-layer PCB, something in the middle could be broken, and if it is, yeah, it does look like it's a multi-layer PCB, and if it is broken in the middle, then we're screwed. Actually, no, this is a two-layer. Just two layers in there. This will confirm it. Let me go out a bit. Yeah, it's just a layer on top and the bottom. I mean, wire can fix it and make it nice and pretty again, but why take on such a liability when a client said that he has a donor, right? And from the look of things, he does. They even have the same color. How nice is that? That's excellent. So the only thing that separates us from a complete success story right off the get-go is the fact that the donor that he sent has chip on the controller side, and it also has a chip on the connector side, where the failed device only has a chip on the controller side and nothing on the connector side. You see what I'm getting with this? Yeah. So we need to see, first of all, how really different are these boards. From the look of things, they start off looking very, very similar. And that is a good start. That is definitely a good start, because this card is functional, flash drive I should say, and this one obviously is not. But what are the differences? We need to pick those differences to make sure that, you know, our boards work in the exact same way, because that's what we need to mimic. That's what we need to have a copy of, right? So looking at the stop section here is all the same. Resistor, capacitor. The only thing that I spot here is that this unit, the failed unit, has a resistor on R7, and the good one has a resistor on R6. So we're just gonna switch them up. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the controller off of here, because this controller is designed to run data across two chips, and we need the controller that will only run it on one chip, right? These are BGA 152 packaged memory components. Gonna take them off, reball, and remount. So I'm gonna start with the donor prep. take the donor off and make sure that the board should be ready for the new life, you know. Now I just gotta switch these two. I don't think they're gonna be different than reading, but just to be certain, I'm just gonna use this one on R6 and this one I'll just push back. I think that was it. I think that's all that needed to be done. So now just gotta prep these two components. So the controller's first pin is right there, so it's gonna go on like this. And because it was on the controller side, this is gonna go on like this. Right, but that's not how I'm gonna mount it. I'm actually gonna reball everything and make sure that it's laid on properly. Because that is a really very critical step of the process. Still got a lot of flux in there. If we wash it out, I'm sure that the reballing, you can see it from this corner, that the balls are sitting nice. So, what do you say we give it a try? You say we're gonna give this a try right now. There's the USB cord. We have a LED on here. And action. LED lit up. But what about the data? That's the concern that we have. So after having another look at this thing, I think I found what the issue was. I've might have missed one of the pads on the controller, so I just add a little bit of solder to it just to make sure that the connection is solid. Let's try this again. That's better. That's way better. That was a pleasant surprise. Not surprise really, because I've been using this technique for quite some time now on many occasions. It works beautifully. I do run into this problem every now and then where the controller reballing process, because there is a ground pad underneath, it's hard for me to calculate how much solder to put on that ground pad. So if it takes a bit too much, it lifts the chip slightly, just slightly, so it doesn't sit flush on the PCB. And what that does is it kind of creates this gap between the pad on the outside of the controller and the pad that is on the board itself. So adding like a little more solder to it will just kind of create that bridge and bridge the gap. So that pretty much solved the case. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It really does help us out. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.